Hello everyone, Firemac here, and welcome back to the Shadowbringers New Game Plus Story Recap stream for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Firemac. So what's up? we're in Shadowbringers territory, obviously, and we're just gonna keep doing this. Time left to us. Teslan makes an effort to smile brightly. Well, nothing is going to happen for a little while yet, so let's see if we can't lighten the mood. One, we don't want our gloomy faces worrying the patients. I think it's time for that welcome meal, don't you? Take a seat and I'll make us a nice stew. Ba 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 da.
Speak up if you'd like another helping. I made a little bit more than usual today.
And you've added something special to the broth, if I'm not mistaken.
Poison! Ah, no!
Aye, well, it's not often we have visitors from the Crystarium, so I may have thrown in a few extra bits and bobs.
You needn't have gone through all the trouble. I'll have another bowl then. I'll take advantage of this.
That's what I like to hear. Give me a moment to warm up the pot.
I think my dog is...
In a place like this, you learn to take what moments of happiness you can get.
What's up, Rocky? You're not usually one to bother. What's wrong, buddy?
I remember when I first came here with my mother. She was showing the early signs. I knew there was no way to save her, but I just couldn't face what needed to be done. That's the way of it for most people. Why they travel from arms to stay here. Beaten, broken souls come to wait out the inevitable, to receive the mercy of a painless death. When my mother finally left this world, I was mad with grief, but also thankful that her passing was a peaceful one. It's never easy, ending a life you've cared for, even when you believe they go on to a better place. I often find myself wishing the Warrior of Darkness would come and do that part for me.
The Warrior of Darkness?
You've never heard the tale? I'm not sure where it began, but every child in Norvrent could tell you a version of it. Warrior of Darkness, servant of death, take care of our souls at our dying breath. Let sinners and eaters of sin go with thee, that all may return to the sunless sea. Well, that's the version I was taught anyway. It's just an old bedtime story. He's certainly never deigned to visit us here.
Which is a good thing, surely. He sounds rather ominous.
Do you think so? I always liked the idea that he treated every soul the same, even the Sin Eaters.
They're coming. Teslan! Have you seen Halric? I swear, I only took my eyes off him for a moment.
Why not, Ricky? Dog just wanted to say hi. Alright. Firemac, Alizé, we'll have to go look for Halric. I don't know what's gotten into him, but if he's wandering out there alone, we'll assign search areas and split up. Any idea where he might be headed? No, he's never done anything like this before. But it can't be a coincidence that the other patients are suddenly so agitated. They can sense something. In any case, let's search let's search close in. Halric isn't very sure on his feet. So he won't have gone far. I'll search each side. Please, Halric, please be alright. I'll cover the north and west. You take everything from here to the south. Checcare. 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 You see no sign of Halric. Maybe he went further west. Okay, I was like, what? You scan your surroundings and search for Halric, and suddenly find yourself under attack. Well, what did that do exactly? Hold on, let me look at something real fast, because I actually don't know what those actions do. And I need a reminder of what they do. Where is the symbols? No, that wasn't Blood Spiller. Blood Weapon. Increases blood gauge by 10 and restores MP upon landing weapon skills or spells. Effect does not stack when hitting multiple targets. A single attack. Oh, okay. So this lets me regain MP. I gotta remember that. And then the other one, Delirium, allows execution of that without cost. Okay, I remember that. Cool, cool. Okay, cool, cool, cool. And then I believe that one's just a quick little health upgrade. Okay, I think what is... That's just a shield.
Any sign of him? No luck then. But he surely can't have gone far. We should keep looking. The Sin Eaters are out in force, and if we don't find him soon, you can be sure they will. Did you see the size of that thing? It must be one of the nasty ones. Wherever it's going, it can only mean trouble. After it! There it is! Is that... Oh no! Ulrich!
We have to run!
Well, she didn't make it.
No!
Her name was Teslan, not Tesleen. This is a fun scene.
We all deserve happiness, wherever we can find it. The time left to you is precious. No one should die in pain. Mother, I...
No!
Forgive me, Elise.
Damn. I was waiting for that scene. So Teslan is gone. I'm sorry, Firemac. I tried to tell the carriers what happened, but I can't be the shoulder they lean on. Not like this. Yeah, so that Teslan chick, she gone. She's all white now. It's just so unfair. Taylor was always so cheery with the patients, telling them not to be scared, that there wouldn't be any pain. Of all the people in the world that suffer such a fate. I imagine you're just as shocked as the rest of us. So I appreciate what you're doing here. Me? I can barely. I don't have the words. Without a body, we can't even give her a proper burial. And she cared about that sort of thing. About giving the people the chance to say their goodbyes. A cruel irony. A cruel, cruel irony. Cool. Halric gets to be the quest giver. What's up, Halric? Oh. Halric is unresponsive as ever. He stands motionless, staring up into the sky, where the Sin Eaters made their escape. Tears on the sand. Alize is lost in grief. I've spoken with the carers. Thank you. What you're doing, it means a lot to them, to me. Sorry to interrupt. We realized we hadn't thanked you for rescuing Halric. You weren't hurt at all, were you? Hurt? There wasn't even a fight. I was too late. Too slow. And I thought I could protect you. You can't blame yourself for things beyond your control. You brought Halric back safe and sound. No one could have done any more. I'm sorry, but I've come to the decision. I won't be continuing in my role here. I hope you will forgive me for leaving you, and that you will delay Halric's last meal for as long as you possibly can. Not until it's too late, of course. Just give him what time you can. We always do. Of course. She would have done the same. Farewell, Halric. Keep Teslan's words close to your heart. Wait, you're leaving this very moment? I understand how you must feel, but surely there's a little... This is a bit hasty? Do you even have anywhere to go? I have a destination in mind, yes, and purpose. This damned light, building without cease. It's a reason we can't save those corrupted by the Eaters. But if we corrected the balance, even if it were only a little by little, even if it took years, it would surely make things better. Now hold on there. Everyone knows there's too much light, but how could you ever have hoped to get rid of it? You'd have to change the whole world. That's right. We should return to the Crystarium. I may not be able to repel the Eaters on my own, but I can still use the skills I gained here to hurt them. Speak with Alize in the red surround. Oh, all the way over there. Whoa. Whoa. Hey, whoa, hey, whoa. Hey, whoa. So that's Alize's route. It couldn't get done. Forgive me, Firemac. I couldn't stay there for a moment longer. It was but I was serious about what I said. While the men and women in battle against this blight with kindness, I must fight in my own way, with steel. From Eoria's sword in the darkness to Norbrand's sword in the light. Gods above. It feels like an age ago. Miss Alize, is there anything I can get you? Your swiftest Amaro. I need to return to Crystanium immediately. As you wish. Ugh, remind me to wear goggles if we're ever to fly over Almarang again. I've barely gotten the sand out of my eyes. But the wind did help clear my head at least. Think I'm ready to meet with the Exarch. We need to talk about how we're going to wipe the Sin Eaters out, shall we? He said something different, didn't he? Did he happen to do this? No, that was the same thing. Thank you for seeking me out, Firemac. It would mean a lot if you have. It would mean a lot to have you there at my side. I was tempted to set off again the moment we had decided upon a direction, but you still have yet to visit Alphinaud, haven't you? And if I know my brother, he'll be on the cusp of discovering something vital to our success, if he hasn't already. I'm content to stay here and consider our options for the time being, but don't keep me waiting for too long, eh? In search of Alphinaud, the Crystal Ark is eager for you to meet Alphinaud. You will visit Alphinaud in Kholusia. Then. Excellent! As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast. You will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here's a letter of introduction. Present it to Zem Genmai, the master of the beast in the Temenos rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alphinaud, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. To the rookery. Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at my rookery? Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an Amaro for passage to Kholusia. I will pick you out a friendly whelp. And there I was expecting a chocobo. A chocobo? Do you hail from one of Norbrand's more isolated settlements? Perchance? There are a few places where they ride little else. But here in the Crystanium, mounts look like gray. Hey, there's a chocobo right there. Mounts like gray fellow there are far more commonly used. Seeing as you are plainly unaccustomed to riding Amaro, I think it's best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zune worthy of the name could do it, but of course the Exarch sent you to me, ensuring you arrive safely in my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amaro launch. One of the junior tamers will attend you while I ready the mounts. Where's this guy? All the way there? In the Amaro launch. You want to fly an Amaro to Kholusia? Well, I suppose if Master Genmai is going with you. Wait here, the master should be along with the mounts shortly. You can now travel to Kholusia, speak with the aspiring armor tamer to fly to the island. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
We are arrived. This is Cracked Shells Beach, and on the eastern coast of Kholusia, you should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy you that city in the distance? That is Eulmore, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale, and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years, the Eulmorean elite have fancied themselves the master of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer leaders of other settlements their protection, if we bend the knee. But to say their ideals are questionable would be putting it mildly. The Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with the Eulmore is strained at best. It may be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. I'm glad we understand each other. Now, the Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. Whatever Zen Genai has to tell you, he plainly deems it worthy of your undivided attention. If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Ebor. Ebor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Kholusia, and will be able to point you in the right direction. Just hand him a sprig of thyme, and and that will let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the Amro until you're ready to return. I'll just fly there. Okay, am I still aggroing enemies? What you after? Fish? Crab? Think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere if you have a taste for them. Oh, do I love a bit of thyme. Chuck me some in the pan and it's like a bloody festival of flavor. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can't say there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. Alphinaud, eh? Hey, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. He's got a horn. Eulmore's richer than all the Nordrand put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city, but most spend every waking moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message to him, but you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stiltide. That's the fishing village just up the path here. You're looking for a rundown excuse for a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there, and I'll see that Alphinaud joins you. Make sure that Alphinaud joins you. Ooh. This is your first time in a tavern? It's customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What will you be having? Give me some ale. Fine choice. And what will you be playing with? Painting with? Well now, those are exotic. Where'd you come by coins like that? I'm sorry, dear. I don't doubt that they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity. And I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbors. So we'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables, but lately the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find, and then visit the caretaker and give him an earful from me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. Basically kicked me out, so she just did. It put me to work. And I never come over here. It's like, this is an odd location. Knock knock. No response. Maybe you need to knock louder. Alright, we'll knock louder then. No response. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing. Kick it down. You hear a faint squeaking from the room below. Beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. It sounds like I'm about to get covered in mice. No one is home, and judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. The gnawed scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. Welcome back, dear. What did a good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? He's dead. Or gone. Gone! Must have left to join the rest of the hopefuls. In Gate Town, outside Eulmore? You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And there I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind at all. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house. Well, thank you. Gee, thank you. Only one of those drinks is ready to actually pour. anything.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
It's been a long time, Alphinaud.
'Tis good to see you, my friend.
Not since after Tsukuyomi.
The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alphinaud, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. The time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
We thought we'd lost you.
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before. I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Eulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
Already on it.
And so we take to the road once more.
Open arms, closed gate. Alphinaud is ready to take to the road once more. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we had time for our arrival just right, you may be lucky enough to see why I have set foot in Eulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west, and then cross a small bridge. Kholusia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whatever the calamity struck at the source, a reflection such as this one, with all its culture and history, was being erased from existence. No, get away from me! Over there! Quickly, someone's in trouble! No, get away! No! Pew, 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 pew. Must be this manic madame. Oh, think the face! Look out! Yeah! Aiding the young maiden. My poor heart, thank you, young sir. Oh, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings, but I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you all right, madame? Oh, just a few bruises where I fell. Nothing compared to what was in store for me before the brave soul came to my rescue. Honestly, I thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were. I knew there was no one left for me to hear me scream. Not that I let that stop me. Oh, I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside the Eulmore with the rest of them. Not those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even the shack near the gate has to be safer than staying here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again, you saved my life. Now, I'm sure a strapping lad like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger long in this place. There's naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. Cobwebs. Also cobwebs. Oh, we build cobwebs? 'Tis as the lady says, many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Eulmore's shadow. Should the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? Oh yes, Alisson would be well qualified to speak on the subject. Compared to Amarang, Kholusia is almost a haven. But as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. Had you arrived but a few moments later, the Sin Eaters would have claimed another victim. Still, we have won a small victory this time, at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Pew pew. Survey the scene. Where is that? Just up ahead? Awesome. We're gonna go survey the scene. Man, this is much further away than I thought. Okay, here we go. Yes, yes. Do 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 do.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Eulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all. Eulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We may not at all.
Fish, is it? Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Eulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Eulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Ah! just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident! For you.
Ah, look!
Enjoy!
Thank goodness.
Meal is a foodstuff which Eulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let us just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Awesome. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. The dubious privilege of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. They say this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Eulmore's current ruler came into power. Yet, from what I have seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggle against the Sin Eaters, it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I've tried to propose ways they could improve their lot, but my words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now, I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gatetown and judge the situation for yourself. Okay, well, maybe I will. Maybe I will. Alright, so then we're gonna go over here. And you're gonna find the green bloke. The grind bloke. Still here, are you? Can't blame you for wanting a slice of Eulmore's pie. If you want to ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make home for yourself here. Gatetown's not much to look at, eh? Eh? But at least it's safe. The meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. But what is meal? Meow. Oh, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Bubbling cook pit. A large pot bubbles over the flame. Pale chunks meal, you realize, float in the otherwise plain broth. So is it like bread? Meat? Both? Preoccupied petticoat. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Yes, I can actually. Every day I dream of the life that waits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? You've seen what the Gatetown has to offer? These people can no longer fend for themselves. They become dependent on handouts of meal, and believe Eulmore is the answer to all their woes. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwillingly, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life.